Welcome to another edition of Writings from the Hills. Uh, this is the second video in a series of books about Appalachian culture and also written by Appalachian writers. And the first edition, the first video, featured actually my own book, Haunted Tri-State. And my name is Lori Schaefer, and I'm the librarian here at Briggs Lawrence County Public Library. And today's selection is actually this one right here, Legacy, The Days of David Crockett Whitt, and it was written by Colonel Charles Dahnmon Whitt. And this book actually has a very special feature in the fact that this book is actually written by Colonel Whitt about his own ancestors. So he actually did genealogy research and took that research and turned it into a fiction novel. And that is what this book is. And you will find some references to local places in this book. And we're actually today going to read chapter 1 of the book, In the Beginning. The middle of December in Montgomery County is cold and windy. Not a problem for these hardy people. In these days, there was no indoor plumbing. Cabins were heated with wood that was cut to fit the grates in the open fireplaces. All the cooking and baking was done around the fire. This was also a special place for the family to gather on those cold days. Jonas and his older sons, John Bunyan and James Griffith Whitt, had stored in plenty of firewood for this winter. Susanna had been a mother 6 times before, but every birth in these days was hard. Jonas was a house builder and also millwright, and he also did as all the early people of the region. He raised large gardens, he raised hogs, chickens, and cattle. This day was different than most days. Susanna knew it was time, and she felt the stinging pain of labor begin. Jonas, would you send John to get the midwife? Susanna requested. She expressed that she wanted everybody out of the house except for Rachel and Rhoda, the 16-year-old twins. They were practically grown women, and they would be able to help when Martha got there. She told Jonas to go about your work. It will be some time before the baby gets here, and you'll be just in the way. So the menfolk went up to their duties, each a little apprehensive as to what was taking place on this day. When the baby had come, would it be a boy or a girl? The twins fixed up the bed just the way Susanna had prescribed. They put an oilcloth under the thin blanket and provided several prop-up pillows. Then they got another thin quilt to put over Susanna for warmth and privacy. Next, they gathered clean rags that had been saved just for this day. They also got a bucket of water and poured it in the boiling pot on the fire. 2 other items would be provided if they were needed: a jug of corn liquor and a nice smooth piece of wood to bite on. The next day, December 14th, 1836, was also a different kind of day, but the worry had subsided. Susanna was a mother again, a happy woman, but very worn and weak. She was in a freshly cleaned bed with her little boy at her breast. The children were all glad they could gather around the mother and the newborn. Susanna would spend the bigger part of the week in the bed. It was the custom in those days for a new mother to have a week's rest after giving birth. The twins, Rhoda and Rachel, would be in charge of cooking and taking care of the household. This would be good training and a confidence builder for the girls. Jonas had been hunting and also doing a little carpentry work for a neighbor. John Bunyan and James Griffith Whitt was taking care of the normal chores such as feeding the animals, bringing in the firewood, and also doing some hunting. The family would have a good Christmas this year and a lot to be thankful for. There was plenty of food laid up. They had killed a corn-fed hog. They had corn and pickled beans, pickled beets. Also, they had holed up yams and potatoes and a few apples. They also had pumpkins and squash. Along with all this bounty, the menfolk had brought in some rabbits, squirrels, and a good shot by young James Griffith had brought down a nice tom-cooked turkey. They had a small but warm cabin. The most important thing they had to be thankful for was Susanna and little David Crockett Whitt were both healthy and doing fine. If you would like to check this out, and read more about the legacy. You can check it out at the library. Go to our website at briggslibrary.com, or you can also learn more about the author by going to his Facebook page. Thank you.